When you hear the name Mansa Musa, you probably think of one thing, the richest man in history. But that story isn't complete, and honestly, it's misleading. Mansa Musa wasn't powerful just because he had a lot of gold. He was powerful because he controlled systems, resources, and knowledge. This is the side of Mansa Musa that history rarely explains. Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire in the 14th century, one of the largest empires in world history. It stretched across huge parts of West Africa, including key trade cities like Timbuktu, Gao, and Jen. Mali sat right on the global trade routes that connected West Africa to North Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. This wasn't an accident, it was strategic geography, and Musa understood it perfectly. But here's something most people miss: Mansa Musa didn't personally own all that gold. In the Mali Empire, large gold nuggets were controlled by the state. Private citizens could trade with gold dust. But the real resource, the big nuggets, stayed under royal authority. This meant the empire, not individuals, controlled supply, pricing, and influence. It made Mali economically stable and extremely powerful on the world stage. So when people say Mansa Musa was rich, what they really mean is Mansa Musa controlled one of the world's most important resources. That's a completely different kind of power. Now, let's talk about his famous pilgrimage to Mecca. Yes, it was extravagant, and yes, it caused some temporary inflation in places like Cairo, but it wasn't a reckless spending spree. His journey was a brilliant diplomatic move that put West Africa on the world map. Suddenly, foreign courts, traders, and scholars all knew Mali existed. Mali was powerful, and Mali was stable. After this trip, Mali appeared on European and Islamic maps for the first time, including the famous Catalan Atlas, where Musa is literally shown holding a gold nugget. He was mastering soft power centuries before the term even existed. Most videos will tell you that Musa built mosques, and that's usually where the story ends. But what's often ignored is what came with those buildings. Mansa Musa actively recruited the best minds of his time: scholars, architects, judges, and teachers. He transformed cities like Timbuktu into world-renowned centers of learning, law, and scholarship. Manuscripts on science, law, astronomy, and mathematics circulated freely. This wasn't charity. It was state building through education. He knew that knowledge was the real long-term investment. What about the inflation from his pilgrimage? It's often used to criticize his leadership, but here's the rest of the story. Later Mali rulers learned from that experience. They restricted gold flow and tightened controls to prevent it from happening again. This shows something incredibly important: the empire adapted. It didn't collapse from a single economic shock. That's a sign of institutional strength, not weakness. So, what is the real legacy of Mansa Musa? It's not just his wealth. It's that he proved that African empires could control global resources, influence international trade, invest in knowledge, and shape history far beyond their own borders. Long before colonization, he wasn't just rich, he was strategic. If all you know about Mansa Musa is his gold, then you don't really know him. Subscribe for more African history beyond the headlines, the parts that truly explain power.